Hey guys, welcome back to The Vegan View. So today we have a special guest. We have Brandon Brown, who is one half of Chlorophellas, and they have a t-shirt line. They also share new and upcoming vegan food at restaurants and vegan festivals. And he is also an actor, model, and entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. Hey guys, hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm Nisha.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Hannah. And this is
The Vegan View.
Cheers!
Thanks for
Welcome.
coming.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
We're so excited to
Thanks
have
for
you
having
here.
me.
So I figured since the audience might not know you very well, you could give us a little background on like where you're from and what inspired you to go vegan.
All right. Well, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I've been living in LA for the past 4.5 years. I love it. What inspired me to go vegan is I watched one of those documentaries, like I think Earthlings was like the first one. And
That's
then
intense.
That's a good one to start.
And then I became vegetarian, and I was vegetarian for a year. And then I don't know, I watched With the Health, and then it said something like the only thing I was really eating as a vegetarian was like eggs, and With the Health, like eating 2 eggs a day is like equivalent to smoking like a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm done with eggs. And then I was just like completely vegan after that. So I've been vegan consistently 100% for the past like year and a half now, and I love it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
So you own Chlorophellas with your business partner Ricky, right?
Yes.
And what inspired you guys to start that?
Yes. Okay. So me and my friend Ricky, my best friend, and we became business partners because we would go to vegan restaurants every single day, and we would try all these foods, and we post them on our Insta story, and everyone would ask where it was from and say we need to create a channel or a page. And then we started going to vegan street fair in North Hollywood, and we wanted to have a shirt that really represented us being vegan, and we wanted to make our own. So we came up with this slogan, "Vegan is the new black," because veganism has been around forever, but it's becoming more hip and trendy, and pop media, like Beyonce went vegan for Coachella, and Drake said he's going vegetarian vegan, and it's just becoming more and more popular, so it's the new black. So we just wanted to basically put that on the shirt, and we got stopped nonstop. Everyone was loving it. So we basically decided to, after that, we made like a bunch of shirts. We created our Instagram page. We wanted a original name. Everything was already taken, like
Right.
all the cool vegan names,
yeah.
because we got on the wave kind of late. And then so we were like, chlorophyll, it's like plant, and so like let's Chlorophellas,
Yeah,
so
that's so
Love it.
creative.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's how we came up with Chlorophellas. And so we just vlog. We go to like vegan food festivals, vegan restaurants, and we just like take pictures of our food. We just show people in LA different types of vegan restaurants and our perspective of what we enjoy when we're at these festivals.
Yeah, you guys are really on top of it too, I know, because Native Foods, they come out with new menu items pretty frequently, and
Yeah.
you posted it like before it even came out, and I was
Yeah.
like, when is this coming out? I need to
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
definitely follow
Hannah's, like,
them, 'cause,
driving
like,
there.
yeah, they're on it. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm pretty, like, I try to keep
Yeah.
up with it, but like you
Yeah.
guys, you have the inside
what's
scoop,
up.
so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
And I love vegan is the new black because it's so true that veganism is becoming so popular now. It used to be like that weird crunchy friend
Yeah.
who like, wore all hemp everything, but now it's like trendy and sexy. Beyonce
Yes.
is going vegan for Coachella, like Miley Cyrus is vegan now, like all the cool people, celebrities are now going vegan. It's becoming very cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so like for Native Foods, like we ate there, we tagged them in a picture. They invited us to like this vegan tasting thing.
cool.
And same thing with Vegan Street Fair. We just like made a vlog and we tagged them, and they invited us to come to future festivals. So you never know what you can get just by like sharing what restaurant you're at. We posted we were at Veggie Grill, and then they posted us on their page, and they gave us like a $50 gift card.
that's
So
awesome.
definitely like you eat at these restaurants, tag them, share it, and you never know what could come from it.
That's great advice, especially for those of you who like want to start a blog or a YouTube channel or a business. Like that's the way to do it. Just do it.
Or
Yeah.
just
Get out
sharing,
there.
because people get really passionate about veganism because it's so much more than just food, and there's so much criticism. Like we were just talking about how sometimes like if vegan food isn't good, people are like, oh, I hate vegan food, and you're like, no, if you only knew how good it could be. So it's
Right.
cool that you use social media for that.
That's
So we thought we'd have Brandon on today, and we know you guys like our lady chats, but we thought it would be really interesting to get a male's perspective on a lot of commonly asked questions. and we thought it would be really fun to see what you think about them. No
Yeah.
pressure.
Okay, I got insight for you. You got questions,
do
I got
it.
answers.
So what was the hardest part for you going vegetarian and then going vegan?
I believe the hardest part for me going from vegetarian to vegan would be knowing what to eat. I guess everyone who's not really familiar with veganism, they probably assume that you have to eat like salads and stuff like that. And basically, I just had to do research on if I'm giving up this source of protein and meat, what can I substitute it with? And I started watching YouTube channels of vegans and following pages and finding out about restaurants and shopping at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and seeing the options that I have. And once I started to see what type of meal preps and meals that people who are vegan are eating, I just started grocery shopping and making my own food. So I guess like knowing what to eat is like the main thing, because most people, you know, they're like, oh, what do I eat now? So I guess figuring that out would probably be the hardest thing.
Yeah, you go vegan, and I remember the hardest thing is like you wake up one day and you're like, I can't have eggs for breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do I eat for breakfast?
Then once you find those replacements,
Yeah.
it's like
You don't even have
you
to
don't
think
even think
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
You just have to reach out, find some other people, see what they're eating,
Yeah.
and kind of take it in on yourself.
Yeah.
It's funny how like I feel like I never think about it now, but when people ask me like for ideas, then I have to like try to get creative.
Yeah.
Overall, in the past year and a half, have you had a really positive experience going vegan? Have you found that there's like stereotypes or anything that you've had to kind of overcome?
Yes. Since I have been vegan, there are positive things like I feel better internally. I play sports every day, and I've been playing sports, so when I used to run up and down the basketball court, I'd be all tired and like out of breath, and I'm like, you know, I've always been pretty slim, so I was like, I don't know why I was like so out of shape. But now when I run, I have so much energy, and I definitely feel like it's because of the diet that I have now. To backtrack a little bit, I think that one of the main hardest parts about transitioning to veganism is knowing what to eat. When I first started to become vegan, I was like, all right, I'm vegan now, and then my friend came over and they checked my cabinet, and they were like, but you have like Honey Nut Cheerios, and then I was like, oh, I can't eat honey, and then it's like, but you have a leather belt, and so it's just like, it's a lot of things that comes with it. So most people say that they're like plant-based or whatever, but it's a lifestyle, and I think that just making yourself as knowledgeable as you can and progressing and trying to cut out all the other things besides eating the animal products and doing the best you can is what makes you a good vegan.
Right, you have to learn and grow.
Yeah.
Like you don't learn everything overnight. I
Yeah.
think people, once they see a vegan, they like put them under a microscope and
Yeah.
they criticize them, and we
Yeah.
forget you weren't vegan your whole life. Why are you
Yeah.
treating this new vegan like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You kind of think that's like what we all agree on here, and like what our channel's kind of about is just
Right.
doing your best and being like as vegan as you can be, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
not like the vegan police or anything like that
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
here.
we recognize that people grow and learn and
Yeah.
are imperfect and make mistakes.
So are most of your friends vegan, or do you have any non-vegan friends that when you told them you're vegan, they had a negative reaction?
Yes. Okay. So my best friend Ricky, who's also my business partner, we coincidentally were already just good friends, and we coincidentally went vegan around the same time.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
and
wow.
and we didn't even know, and we just were like, I think I seen him posting about it, and he's like, oh, I'm vegan too, and I was like, wow, me too. And so I think that's why we like clicked
You had
so
a
well.
buddy to go through it with?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we, like I said, we were eating at restaurants like just all the time prior, and so all of my friends, they're like, they have this, you know, people who aren't really knowledgeable on the subject. They, you know, some of them make jokes, but they're always open to it. Once I start posting the food, they're like, oh, I want to try that now. I think I've influenced a lot of people too that I know personally to become vegan or
that's
or be
awesome.
open to it. Even my
Yeah,
friends
that's
that
so
eat meat,
cool.
they will eat at a vegan restaurant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Even if they're trying like one thing that they wouldn't have normally tried, that's
Yeah.
a step in the right direction.
Facts.
Not to be like too general with genders, but like with girls, I notice like with my friends, they want to eat healthy usually, my friends anyway, so they're like, oh, I'll totally go to a vegan restaurant with you, you know, because it's always going to be like a little bit healthier anyway, so they're on board. But do you find that guys have a hard time wanting to go to a vegan, like vegan only place?
I feel like my guy friends are more open than the female friends.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's sick.
I've actually went
That's
on
awesome.
I've actually went on dates with girls, and they don't want to try vegan food.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that a red
wow.
flag?
Girls.
It's a bit of a red flag because I feel like
they're not going to be
that
very
early on if they're not
accepting
gonna,
so
like,
early on.
compromise.
Yeah, like they want to go to a restaurant that has vegan options, and my problem with that is some of those places use the same grill that they cook meat on, and it's not. I'd rather eat at a place that's just 100% vegan
Yeah.
rather than a place that's not. And so when dealing with it, I think that, you know, I definitely respect their perspective and their view of like wanting to eat what they want to eat, but I just feel like vegan food is healthier, so it's like. I don't know. It's hard to make a compromise, but
Yeah.
I feel like anyone who isn't willing to try it or at least, you know, adapt it at some point or cut some main part out, they don't have to be 100% vegan, but maybe willing to go pescatarian, vegetarian, and then you know, I think if you're willing to or open-minded to, then I can work with you. But if not, then it will be an issue because I will want my children to be vegan.
Yeah.
So if you eat meat and I don't, then it would probably be like not good for the children.
Yeah.
That's really interesting to me that someone would, like, on a date, just put the wall up, like, no, I won't even eat at a vegan
Yeah.
restaurant.
And I'm paying for it too, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, if I have to pay for it, I'm gonna eat where I want to eat.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. I'm like, there's so many things. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
to be completely vegan to just eat one vegan meal.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
just-
it's so interesting because I know a lot of people are scared to tell people they're vegan, but I feel like, especially when you're dating, if you get that kind of red flag so early on, it's good because if someone's making fun of, like, or against and not willing to compromise to something that's so deeply embedded in your morals
Yeah.
and you're, like, living, what else are they going to not be accepting of, whether it's, like, your culture, your religion, other beliefs you have, other rituals, and it's just, I think that's a really big judge of character and how
Yeah.
accepting a person can be.
I'm just
So good on
surprised,
you
yeah.
for
They're
standing for what you
close-minded.
believe in.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
you.
I feel like especially in LA and like our generation, like most people are pretty open-minded. So that
Yeah.
surprises me that there's.
No, but people get really protective of their food.
Yeah.
Like you can talk to them all day long about tolerance, but when it comes to what's on their plate, like people are very connected to that. It has to do with
Yeah.
like tradition and comfort and
Yeah.
you know, a lot of things.
Yep. And there's also like, even with vegans, it's been like you can have an issue as well.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Because I was dating this one girl and she was like raw vegan.
Oh.
So raw vegan, for those who don't know, it's like when you only eat your like colder food or like food cooked under a certain temperature, mostly fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. And she mainly ate salads. So any place that I would pick, I'm more like a unhealthy vegan. Like I'll
Yeah.
eat like veggie burgers
Yeah.
and buffalo cauliflower and all that stuff. We had to like pick a place that kind of mainly was the target was salad. So it was, you know, it was some conflict there because so, but I mean that's even better than eating at a place that's not vegan to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get to have as much fun.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
Should
good
be a
point.
vegan dating app.
I
It
thought
should be.
about
think
that.
that'd be
I was
cool.
thinking about that. 'cause-
Isn't there one? Someone commented one
Oh,
our
really?
last vegan dating episode.
Oh, I
If
don't
you haven't
know.
checked that out.
I think that they're
I was
working on
thinking
one.
though, the three of us were just at Eat Drink Vegan,
Yeah.
and I was thinking that it would be so cool if somebody had like a vegan singles meetup at a big
Oh,
festival
yeah.
like that.
That'd be dope, yeah.
Because then, like, I mean, you don't have to.
Hi,
like,
my name is blank, and I'm
It couldn't be. It
raw
would have to be
vegan or
awkward,
whatever.
but just like, hey, like maybe like get some
That's so
Instagram
fun.
handles
I'm
while you're
only
there,
for-
and like
Yeah.
maybe just like scope it out.
Yeah, and
if
I
anything,
must
you just meet friends.
and I must say, like, fellas, the most attractive women are at these vegan festivals. So
Yeah.
you need to be there.
Yeah.
You need to definitely convert to that lifestyle. They're eating clean. The pH level is amazing. So you definitely need to.
Ladies,
Get
he's
you-
single and he knows about your pH.
Get a vegan girl.
I was gonna ask, like, are most of the girls that you date, are they vegan or non-vegan?
I would say most are. I was lucky to date one that was vegan. I would say for the most part they're not,
Okay.
but one was, and that's what. And that way, but actually I meet a lot of people at vegan festivals too. So if you go to one, then you'll probably meet somebody that's like compatible to you. But I think that most of the ones I've dated, they've been open to eating at vegan restaurants.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I just feel like there's more females in the vegan community, so I feel like it'd be
It'd be a
Oh.
gold mine. for
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, nah, it is.
you would have a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not.
Because I feel like we see so many
Gross.
women commenting too, like, where do I find a vegan boyfriend?
Yeah, no, it's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an actor, and I know
Yes.
you do a lot of commercial work and stuff. So I'm curious how you feel about doing commercial work for stuff that's like not vegan, like say like a fast food company that's not vegan. If you would do it, and your feelings on it.
That's a great question. I feel like I've been in that situation. I'm actually in the Taco Bell commercial right now, and all of my friends always ask me, "Aren't you vegan? How are you in a Taco Bell commercial?" And I'm not even eating anything in the commercial. I'm just in the commercial. Yeah. So it's like they did ask me, was I willing to eat it? And I guess it comes. It's a big conflict because it's a lot of money on the line. You can make like $30,000-$40,000 off of a national commercial with the airing and residuals. So it's like most places, they'll probably have like a spit bucket for you to, after every take. But I don't know. I don't think my body could deal with eating it. So I guess it just really depends. And I'm not really judging anybody if they chose to choose the opportunity for that day and consume the meat and then spit it out or whatever. I personally didn't have to, but that is something that I deal with every day, and it's very difficult in this industry when deciding that. And it's definitely like opportunity or morals. It's hard. It's definitely hard. Luckily, I didn't have to eat anything, and it's also hard to advertise that you're vegan when you're an actor because you might be.
You're supposed to be like this blank canvas.
Yeah, so you might go out for like a McDonald's audition and they may ask your dietary restrictions, and they go to your Instagram and they see that you don't even eat meat, and they're like, oh, this is not believable if we have this person in our commercial. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
And you guys are actresses too,
Yeah.
so what do you guys think?
Well, actually, it's really funny. When I first went vegan, I was in a commercial and there was another vegan there. And I was so excited. I was like, you're my buddy. We're going to go to Crafty together. And they asked him to eat something. They hadn't asked me to eat anything. And he said, yeah, sure. And I was so judgmental to him. I was like, he is not really vegan. And he, of course, like spit it out afterwards because they have a spit bucket because you do tons of takes. Now I think, I don't know, try to think of everything from the person's perspective instead of like going first with judgment.
Yeah.
And that commercial paid really well, and that money that guy was going to make is going to help him be a good role model and influence and help him pay for more vegan things. So I'm like in this commercial where no one's going to really like recognize him and it's not for a food company. Like I understand him doing that. For me, I have like certain requirements based on like my beliefs that I've talked with my agent. I tell her like my dietary restrictions, and then I tell her what I'm willing to do. And yeah, I just work with that. I'm never a pain. I always like bring my own food. I'm not like, I'm vegan and everyone sucks here. I'm just like, I'm just there to work and it's my job.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, some people message me and they're like, you shouldn't be an actor anymore. You should change jobs. I'm like, this is what I worked for my whole entire life to do. This is what I love more than anything else in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, just people need to come at that with compassion.
But how valuable is that if only vegans only did some things? Like if you want the vegan message to spread, you should be able, to do whatever you want and live a normal life. Just change what's on your plate. You don't have to live in a bubble and everyone do the same thing.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I never hold what the character in the movie or whatever is doing against that actor, because like if you look at people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Peter Dinklage who are like very open about like their beliefs on veganism and whatnot in their personal life, but then you watch them in a movie and that character's not vegan, I never think like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Leonardo DiCaprio accepted that role that he won an Oscar for.
Well,
you
and
know?
if you have like a big enough role, you can tell them that, and then they'll make food that's mimics meat. Because like Peter Dinklage is eating vegan meat on Game of Thrones.
But because he has that role, like he has such a big platform now to like share what he wants to share.
Right.
in
And like
real
for
life.
me, like me making money off of this whatever commercial, like doesn't take away from my role as like an activist and who I am as a person. It's my job.
Yeah.
Right. If you have like if you're like a superhero and you're wearing like a leather outfit in the movie, and you're vegan in real life, that's just the movie, it's not like you have many options when it comes to that, but you know that you know what you believe in, you know your lifestyle outside of your occupation. So I
If
think
your life is so wrapped up in your occupation that you
Yeah.
blur the lines, that's bad.
that,
Yeah.
I like to think of it as like business people taking people out to dinner. And sometimes, I know Colleen Patrick Bujoe talks about this, like her husband would sometimes have to take clients out to dinners at steakhouse. He wouldn't eat vegan, but he'd have to pay for their meal. And he has to have like that good separation.
Yeah.
Like, this is my job. This is how I make money, to bring money into my life that puts good and veganism out into the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot. I'm sure a lot of people who are vegan and own businesses have encountered that, where they've had to like order food for a group of people and like maybe they didn't have the option to make it all vegan. Like it's hard.
It's not a vegan world. Can't be
Facts.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I know for me, I get a lot of messages from other girls who are like me, and they're so thankful to see like another Indian person promoting veganism and showing that like veganism has no one face, one body shape, one type to it. Do you feel any certain way about like diversity in the vegan movement and how we can improve it? How you
Yes.
deal with it?
Yes, I think it's definitely important for me as an African American male to promote veganism, because I want like people who look like me to eat healthier, and I was growing up eating like a lot of like heavy meats, and it's like kind of a traditional thing to eat a certain type of food in a certain
Right.
culture. So I definitely want to promote, and that's why a lot of our people, they get like cancer in mid and early age from the type of foods we consume. So I definitely want to promote that within the African American community and other minority community. I want to promote like healthy eating, and so I'm glad that we have like I can be like a small role model. We definitely need somebody that's like on a bigger platform, making it more informative for people that look like us.
I know like a lot of professional athletes have started saying that they're now going vegan. Do you think that that helps that
Oh.
movement, or do you think that people still see that as like, oh, you're, you know, high class, well off athlete, that's why you can afford this lifestyle? Or...
Oh,
That's a good question.
yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, if they're definitely anybody who's in a position of power or who has a following and people are watching, I definitely think like anything helps. Like if they're advocating for it, I think it definitely helps. It's definitely beneficial. It is slightly convenient if you're like wealthy and you can have a chef make you all these vegan dishes, but
That would be
yeah,
so nice.
but I mean, it's not. You don't have to be in that position
Yeah.
in order to eat healthy. Like you just have to make it yourself. Unfortunately, until you get to that level, but it's definitely possible. To eat healthy and just do your research. A lot of people they want us to tell you what to eat. Like, oh, I want to be vegan, so what do I eat? What do I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? So it's a lot of that, and figuring out what you should eat and the amount of protein and intake you should take throughout the day. You just need to make yourself more knowledgeable on that, and I think it's possible that anybody can do it.
Yeah, I definitely think that like the high class, like wealthy thing is definitely like an excuse that people just use.
Yeah.
That's why
Um,
people like Brandon. You're important to the movement because
Yeah.
you're a normal person. You're not like
Yeah.
a celebrity yet.
Yeah.
Not a
Stay
celebrity
tuned.
yet. But everyone can see, oh, this is an everyday guy. This guy kind of looks like me. Like, I get it. I can see myself not eating animals, not eating animal products.
Absolutely.
So I feel like you have a very laid back personality,
Yeah.
and your approach to veganism is probably very compassionate and low key. Do you find that when you talk about it less or talk about it more, like people are better responsive to it, or like they respond better to it? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
your
So
strategy?
I actually made like I used to put when I was eating at vegan restaurants on like my Insta story on my personal page, and then I would there'll probably it's probably people who get like annoyed after seeing that after a while, like, oh, you're the obnoxious vegan who's
Yeah.
always like posting that he's vegan.
Yeah.
So that's when I made a separate page to just dedicate anybody who wants to see vegan things on that page. So I'll get mixed reviews. It'll probably be like somebody who's like jokingly saying you talk about it a lot, or most people I feel like they're like, oh my god, that food looks amazing. I think that I just try to like show them the food and just be like, this is vegan. You wouldn't even believe it.
Right.
And then that's more of an influence than posting just like random vegan things. And I don't, I all I can do is do my best I just want to show what I'm doing. I don't really want to force it down someone's throat to be vegan. It's like your option. I can inspire or influence you too, but I'm just showing you what I do every day. I just eat at vegan restaurants all the time, and I just love vegan food, and I like just being around vegan people, and I like animals, and I like the environment. So I'm just showing you what I do.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food pictures that's a great point because
Yeah.
I post a lot on my Insta stories, not so much on my actual Instagram feed.
Yeah.
But I'll get so many messages like, that looks amazing. Oh my God. And I always creep. And then I'll be like, oh, this person's not vegan, but they
know.
liked my food. And that makes
Yeah.
me feel good because I am pretty vocal about it. So if they think that looks good, then they know it's vegan and it looks good to them. And
Right.
I think that does inspire people.
It does.
Like if you look at Chlorofella's Instagram feed, it's just like all of this gorgeous vegan
Colorful,
food, like
yeah.
colorful. And before I went vegan, I looked at a lot of pages like that, and I was like, whoa, I would eat that every day and be
Yeah.
happy. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great point.
Puts
Yeah.
the images
Yeah.
in their mind.
I really think that the best kind of advocate you can be is yourself. I think living your own honest, true life is so inspiring and so relatable, more than trying to be like this shouting vegan vigilante. And I feel like it's so much more receptive, and that's kind of what I think you're doing.
Thank you. I
So-
really appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
dope.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you guys want to follow Chlorofellas or Brandon or his business partner, we'll link everything down below. And
Yes, and if you would like to purchase a t-shirt, we have a special code for you guys. If you use Vegan View at checkout, you will get $5 off your entire order.
So exciting.
You can find the link to these shirts on our page. Chlorofellas is right there in the bio. You'll find the link to purchase these. So you can go to Instagram, Chlorofellas, and you'll find the link to these shirts, as well as our personal Instagram pages in the bio.
Awesome. Thank
Awesome.
you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you
No
for
problem.
doing that.
Thank you for having
Awesome.
me.
Talk to
yeah,
you.
thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon, for coming. And if you guys aren't already following us on Facebook, go ahead and join our group. We have a really cool community there, and we will see you in a video next Monday. Bye.
Bye.